every word and every act. His assurance and His love. Why fear when I am here? He said. And for every devotee, He is here, there, and everywhere. Painfully guiding every step like a dance teacher. As the bud blossomed to reveal 1,000 petals, it can only be said that the fragrance of the first few years is unique.
When we go on a journey, let's say we are traveling to a different country, all of us like to do a bit of shopping, right? It's part of the itinerary wherever we go. When we do that shopping, we look out for the best places where we can shop. We look out for things which are unique, exquisite. But there's one thing which we should always keep in our mind when we do that shopping, and that is, will it pass through the customs? You don't want to buy something or carry something with you which will not be allowed across the airport, right? What's the point in buying the best of objects but you cannot get it across the customs? Similarly, if life is a journey, if life is a travel, we gather a lot of things in this journey. We do a lot of shopping, we are excited and attracted to many things. We try to fill our bags with those things. But the question we need to ask is, can we carry it across? And the answer to that is, most of the things that we gather in our life is not allowed to be carried across. Many centuries ago, there was one individual, a king in fact, who was told that, look, you have only 7 days to live. He had a curse hanging upon his head, and he said, in 7 days a serpent will come and bite you, and that will be the end of your life. And he had 7 days to do this gathering. He said, I have 7 days, and gathering what will allow me to take it across this boundary called death, and what is worthy to carry across this boundary called death. He was none other than King Parikshit. And what did he do? He spent 7 days that was given to him in listening to the stories of the Lord. He just spent it in Bhagavatam. He just sat. Sukha Maharishi was the one who narrated the stories of the Lord to him. He just sat and listened and listened and listened. Swami would say, Parikshit at least knew that he had 7 days to live. What about you and me? How certain is our life the next minute? So isn't it the wise thing to do to spend as much as time as we can in listening to the stories of the Lord, thinking about the Lord? In those days, Swami was not, of course, called Bhagwan Sri Satya Sai Baba. He was not called, probably not even as commonly as Swami. Many people believe that the Kuppam family, which came a little later, probably they were the ones who popularized the name Swami. In fact, there is a record of Swami being referred to as Swami in the sale deed of that land on which the Patha Mandir came. We'll come to that. But apart from that, Swami would say, call me by any name, I will respond. And typically for that, they used to call him Balasai. Some people used to call him Shri Varu. Some people used to call him Bhagwan. And many people very fondly, they used to call him Swami.
Early in 1945, Swami made another trip to Pamidi. The Penna riverbed witnessed what Chitravati riverbed witnessed. But there were some unique miracles that happened there. One was, during a picnic like this, they all sat, and in Andhra, it is a speciality that everything is made spicy hot. In fact, I remember during the Delhi visit, Bhagwan one day was having his dinner And he said, why are you keeping 15-20 bowls of dishes in front of me? Swami, these are many variety of dishes. They told the names. Swami said, but all are tasting the same. None of them seem to have any spice at all. It's the same dish, you have put it in 10 different vessels and you are giving me. And in fact, he asked whether chili powder is not available in Delhi, whether chilies are not available in Delhi. And he told the state president, Mr. Jatinder Cheema, that tell the cooks to add some more spice. Now, we were all eating there, dining alongside Swami. We felt it was very tasty, so nice. But anyway, the next session when we came to have food, the minute we put that food morsel in our mouth, oh my God, tears started coming from the eyes. It was so spicy. Apparently that cook had taken Swami's words very seriously. And then we looked, Swami also put it in his mouth. And then he calls out to Professor Anil Kumar. He says, Anil Kumar, what do you think? I feel today food is having some taste. And Anil Kumar sir also, being from the same Andhra region, he said, yes Swami. Yesterday the only savior was the pickle. If not for the pickle, everything was bland, no taste only. Today at least some taste is there in all the food. So, having taken the form of a person from this region of Andhra Pradesh, Swami stuck on to all the characteristics of an Andhra person. Even in those days, the food that had been packed for the picnic was so spicy. Swami said, don't worry. He dug in the sand there and brought out hot Mysore pak. And he said, you have this. They all consumed that Mysore pak. And after that, that spice on the tongue was gone. Incidentally, you need something oily to wipe out the spice, because the spice is caused chemically by particles which don't dissolve in water. They dissolve in fat. So therefore, when you feel spicy, that will add some ghee or put some oil. Drinking water doesn't help. And Swami knew it then. Ghee dripped Mysore pak, he materialized for them. On another occasion, when Swami was going to Illuru, on the other bank of the river, they were going by bullock cart, and in the bullock cart was one elderly lady. So when the river bed came, the bullocks are not able to pull the cart across on the sand, so everybody gets down and walks by the side. This grandmother is told to sit in the bullock cart, but apparently the sand is so loose and the water is flowing at such a pace that the bullocks are unable to pull. At that point in time, Swami just walks into the river, catches hold of the bullocks and pulls, along with the bullocks, he also pulls, and they are able to extract the cart out. This was something phenomenal, because the devotees had not seen such an exhibition of physical strength from Bhagwan. When he visited Illur that time, his host, that is Adinarayan Rao, Karnam Adinarayan Rao, who is the cousin of Karnam Subbamma, he took Swami along with him to the home of a freedom fighter. And this freedom fighter is Neelam Sanjeeva Reddy. This person had been jailed and his widowed mother was alone at home. And when Swami visited her, she broke down because she had lost her husband and her son now was languishing in jail. Swami told her, you don't worry. Your son will be out of jail very soon and he will rise to a great position to lead this country. Later on, Neelam Sanjeeva Reddy became the president of India. From Pamidi and Illur, Swami returned to Anantapur.
And in Anantapur again, an interesting episode happened. Swami would very often wear wooden paduka. Right? Of course, in the later years, Swami gave it up for a little more modern looking footwear till he completely abandoned using footwear at all. In Anantapur, one devotee wanted to express his devotion, so he silver plated the padukas which Swami was using and he gave a silver paduka to Swami. So it was presented with Swami with much fanfare, and Swami also wore it. One of those devotees said, look at this Sai Baba, he pretends to be so simple, but see, he's encouraging such ostentation. And Swami just kept quiet, and later that night, Swami silently went, took those silver padukas and threw it away. And Swami apparently remarked the next day, I don't want any comfort or I don't want any gift which my devotees don't approve of. Talking to one of the old students, his father was a devotee from, I think, the country of Indonesia, if I'm not wrong. He was telling us that when we look at Parthi, when we look at the pictures which we saw, how much Puttaparthi has progressed. So we kind of assume that Swami has accepted so much of gifts from all his devotees. But he said if Swami had accepted all the gifts that were offered to him, you would have these roads paved in gold. Because what we see here is after Swami saying no, 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 no. I remember when we were students, when we were graduating from our masters, we desperately wanted to give a gift to Swami. We also wanted something we want to give Swami. And when you give a gift to Swami, you want to give something which Swami can use. So we decided we'll gift Swami a robe, right? So we said, why not we get a robe stitch for Swami? And then the question came, what color? So then they said, why not saffron? Why not ochre? Then they said, ochre is too common. So he said, all right, white. Swami can wear it for his birthday. Then somebody said yellow. Then someone said, why not red? Because Swami had stopped wearing that velvet robe which he used to wear during the convocations. So they said, why not a red one? So finally it was decided, why not one in each color? So we got, I think, 3 or 4 robes stitched in different colors, put it in a box, and then we had a card to go along with it with all our photographs, and each one of us had written a 2-liner message for Swami. So we went to Swami's mandir. Swami was staying in the Purnachandra auditorium then. We sent it inside, and Brother Satyajit was there. He came out, he saw these 2 offerings we had. He said, tell me what it is. That's the first question Swami will ask me. He'll ask, what is in the box? So you better tell me what is in it. So we were trying to tell him, nothing sir, it's very small, you just give it to Swami, just tell it's an offering of love. He said, no, tell what is in the box. So finally we had to tell, this is what it is. So he went in and he came back. Swami sent word that, tell them that I have enough number of robes. I have so many that I can give each one of them one. And he said, just take the card. So understandably we were very, very disappointed. We came back that evening and we said, Swami, what is this? And as though you're going to give us all a robe. Swami is simply just throwing words. Swami said, I can give each one of you a robe, and you won't believe it. The next evening we go for darshan. Swami distributed not less than 900 robes that day. He gave each one of us a robe. Imagine you gift 3 robes to Swami and you get 900 back. This is really a sample of Swami, because Swami would never accept anything, and if he has accepted anything, it would have been after giving. So this was typically of Swami, but the people who were pointing fingers were always there, and in those days it was, I think, way too many. In fact, it was maximum around Swami in Puttaparthi, in Bukkapatnam. As we said, Swami was staying in the house of Subbamma most of the time. Somebody commented, how can this Bhattraju boy who is not a Brahmin walk into the kitchen of Subbamma's house? So Swami stopped going into the kitchen. So then came a time when people were very, very jealous. So one day somebody invited Swami for lunch. This was an incident, it's very well documented. Swami has even spoken about it many times. One lady invites Swami for lunch, and Swami goes with few of his friends. I think Subbamma also used to go along. Swami would say that Subbamma would come even if Swami would go to the lowest class. She would say, Swami, if they are acceptable to you, why wouldn't they be acceptable to me?
One day, పట్టలేనటువంటి కోపం చేత మా బ్రాహ్మణ యొక్క కులానంతా నాశనం చేసి పెడుతుండది సుబ్బమ్మ అని.
Because many people were angry with Subbamma because she was entertaining a non-Brahmin.
అప్పుడు నాకేదో ఒకటి విషం పెట్టాలా అని ప్రయత్నం చేశారు.
And the villagers determined to poison the boy.
వడలంటే నాకు చాలా ఇష్టము.
The vada, South Indian preparation, Swami likes them very much.
ఆ వడలు చేసి ఆ వడల లోపల కొంచెం పాయిజన్ పెట్టి
They mixed poison in these vadas.
నన్ను వారింటికి భోజనాన్ని పిలిచారు.
And they invited Bhagavan for lunch.
సుబ్బమ్మ చెప్పింది, స్వామి వద్దు 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 అని.
Subbamma warned him, Swami, don't go there.
కానీ నేను పోతానని చెప్పిపోయాను.
Bhagavan said, yes, I will certainly go.
అవి రెండు కలిపి పెట్టేటప్పటికి విషం ఉన్నది మాత్రమే నేను తిన్నాను, విషం లేని ఈ చివడలంతా వదిలిపెట్టాను.
In fact, Bhagavan has eaten that vada with poison. and did not touch those without poison.
ఇదంతా ఊర్లో అందరికీ తెలిసిపోయింది.
Everybody in the village could come to know.
After that, Swami starts vomiting. And what does Swami vomit out? He starts vomiting whole vadas. He sat there, he's chewed all the vadas. Swami starts vomiting the whole vadas. And he throws it out and he says, don't worry, nothing has happened to me. And apparently that lady comes and falls at Swami's feet and she becomes a devotee of Swami after that. But this was the kind of resentment which was there and hatred which was there. So after this episode, Swami said, I'm causing too much trouble to Subbamma and Karnam Kamalamma. So it was decided that let's build a hut for Swami.
Because of this.
గోపాలస్వామి గుడి అని ఇక్కడ ఒకటి ఉంది, సత్యమ్మ గుడికి వెనకల. అక్కడ చిన్న భూమి ఇచ్చింది.
There is Gopal Swami temple there in the village.
అక్కడ చిన్న రూమ్ కట్టాడు.
A small room was built.
ఆ సుబ్బమ్మ కూడా సహాయం చేసింది.
Subbamma also contributed.
ఆ రూమ్ లోపల కూర్చోబెట్టేవని తలుపులు వేయటం నాకు.
And then they made the boy sit there and the door was locked.
ఒకరు ఆ ఇంటికి అగ్గి పెట్టించాలని ప్రయత్నం చేశారు.
And in fact some made an attempt to set this house on fire.
అది ఎలాంటి ఇల్లు పీచు గాలి
Thatched shed. It was a thatched shed.
అది గడ్డితో కప్పినటువంటి ఇల్లు.
It is full of the dry grass.
కానీ రాత్రి లోపల ఆ గడ్డి ఇంటికి అగ్గి పెట్టారు 4 తూర్లు.
The whole house where Bhagwan stayed there was set on fire. It was burnt.
బాగా మండుతూ ఉండాది ఈ యొక్క నిప్పులు.
It is full of flames all around.
కానీ లోపల నేను సాయిబాబా ఏమైనాడు అని చాలా మంది తీస్తూ వచ్చారు, భయపడుతూ వచ్చారు.
But everybody were fear stricken because they wanted to know what happened to Sai Baba there.
కొంతసేపటికి పెద్ద వర్షం కురిచింది.
Immediately just then there was heavy rain.
ఆ చుట్టూ ఆ ఇంటి పైన మాత్రమే కురిచింది వర్షం.
The rain was there just on the top of the house only.
ఆరిపోయింది.
And subside the whole thing.
పొద్దున్నే వెంకమ్మ, ఈశ్వరమ్మ, సుబ్బమ్మ అందరూ ఏడ్చుకుంటూ వచ్చేసారు.
The fire was extinguished over there. Next morning Venkamma,
ఏ దుర్మార్గులో,
Subbamma,
ఏ
everybody came.
దుష్టులో ఈ విధంగా కానరానటువంటి అంత చేస్తున్నారు.
Some evil-minded people, some must have plotted against Swami.
పైన
That's what they
అంతా
thought.
కూడా ఖాళీ అయిపోయింది.
And the whole thing was empty there.
గోడలు మాత్రం కనిపిస్తున్నాయి.
Only the walls were noticed.
ఏదో రాళ్ళంతా వేసుకొని ఎక్కి చూచారు.
And they just climbed the stones over
నేను
there.
బాగా
and wanted to
నిద్రపోతూ
know.
ఉన్నాను.
And they could see Swami there taking rest.
స్వామికి ఏమీ కాలేదు.
Nothing had happened to Swami.
అప్పుడు ఆ బీగం కొట్టేసేసి
And then they have just broke open the lock.
సుబ్బమ్మ వాళ్ళ ఇంటికి తీసుకుని పోయింది.
And Subbamma has taken Bhagwan to her
ఈ
residence.
విధంగా
On another occasion, Karnam Kamalamma would say that they even tried to tie Swami to a boulder and roll him down a hill. That was how much they wanted to get rid of him. They said, we don't want you in Puttaparthi. So it came to a point where the few devotees in Puttaparthi said, why not shift Swami to Bukkapatnam? In Bukkapatnam, people said, no way are we going to accommodate this Sai Baba in our land. They said, if he comes here, our town will lose all its prosperity. I think history is a testimony to the fact where is Bukkapatnam, where is Puttaparthi. I think the whole world says, Bukkapatnam, oh, it's some village which is near Puttaparthi.
The beautiful point to be noted here is that just like a devotee feels for the Lord, every time Swami is always thinking about what will make the devotees happy. He doesn't want to inconvenience the devotees, just as we think that we should not inconvenience the Lord. There is no difference between the love of a true devotee towards the Lord and the love of the Lord towards anyone. Prem mentioned about the Gumagutta family. The other family, other than the Adalam family, which is praiseworthy, this is Gumagutta Subbarao and his wife Tippamma. Gumagutta Subbarao was a government clerk in Bukkapatnam. Again, Tippamma, she got to know Swami. When Swami visited the Yadalam home, she happened to be there. And she was so thrilled. Much before Swami visited the Yadalam home also, she had witnessed something which she had not shared with anybody. When Swami was studying in Bukkapatnam, she had visited at Lakshminarayana temple. She saw Swami was doing a worship. And for the worship, the amazing thing was all the flowers, all the incense sticks, whatever he needed, he's just waving his hand and getting it out, and she was simply spellbound. Now, this couple had 7 children, 3 sons and 4 daughters, and all the 3 sons were in the military. That was a source of worry for the mother because that was the time of the World War II and her sons were in the battlefield. Being in the army was a dangerous thing. Now what happened was the daughters, they were all devotees of Shirdi Baba. And our Gummagutta Subbarao, he was a devotee of Radha Krishna. Krishna in that specific form where he is dancing with Radha. He did not like his daughters worshipping some Muslim saint. So one day he went and picked up the photograph of Shirdi Baba and just threw it out of the home and told his daughter that in no way are you going to get that into the home. That very night he has a dream. And what is that dream? He sees Radha Krishna. And in his dream he sees Radha Krishna changing into Shirdi Baba and Shirdi Baba changing into Radha Krishna. And he realizes that this Shirdi Baba is my dear Radha Krishna. And so when he wakes up next morning, he goes, he rummages through the ground, finds that photograph, cleans it, gets it and puts it back in the altar. So now he is accepting Shirdi Baba. Okay, the Shirdi Baba is my Radha Krishna. Now who is this chit of a boy? He is coming and telling he is Shirdi Baba. On one occasion when Swami is at the Yadalam household, Swami comes to her and tells, Tippamma, you are very worried about your sons. I promise you, all your 3 sons will return. They will be coming home, you don't worry. Hearing this, she became so thrilled. She came back and told her husband, you know, Swami has told like this. Who is this Swami? No, this is really Shirdi Baba only. Believe me, I am telling you how nice I felt. These were the days when Swami would go for a procession in Bukkapatnam also. Wherever he was, the devotees would take him in a procession. So he said, see, I don't believe all this. If he is Shirdi Baba, now tomorrow during the procession, let him come into our home and let him bless our home. Then I'll see. Then I'll believe that he is a Shirdi Baba. This was the challenge he put out. And Tippamma, you know, Swami had already left. So next evening she's praying. You know, this is something that has not changed at all. We may sometimes think that in those days people had easy access. When Swami used to give darshan, we would sit in darshan lines praying that he takes the letter, praying that some problem gets solved. It was the same those days also. She was standing and praying that Swami somehow please at least stop near our home. So in Bukkapatnam, as he was going in the jeep, much to her great delight, exactly in front of her home, Swami stops the jeep and tells that I'm coming back. Gets down, walks straight, not into the home, but into the altar of Gummagutta Subbarao and says, today you have made these offerings for me, right? I came to accept them. And he eats that and gives a little as prasad. Gummagutta Subbarao is shivering there. Nothing to speak. All the speaking is done by his eyes. Tears are flowing. And in that ecstasy, he just faints. He faints. He faints there in ecstasy. And that is the day Gummagutta Subbarao believes that this is my Radha Krishna. And he is so thrilled. He feels that the Lord whom I have worshipped as the one with playful sport with Radha, he has come as my Sai Krishna. And he begins to shower love. His home becomes like Swami's home. In fact, many times when Swami would be driven out of Puttaparthi, late in the evening, he would sneak out of Puttaparthi, walk across to Bukkapatnam, and it is said that Swami would walk into the home of Gummagutta Subbarao. It gets dark by about 7:30, so by 8:30 everybody sleeps, there's no street lighting, nothing. Swami, without disturbing Gummagutta Subbarao, gets into bed next to him and lies down. In the morning when Subbarao gets up, he sees, this little boy is lying. He gets up immediately, presses Swami's feet and all. No. But Swami considered him one of his own. He knew he could take liberties. He would walk into the home anytime, lie down anytime. And not only physically. Once it so happened that as Gummagutta Subbarao lay down to rest in the afternoon, he gets a dream or a vision, he's not sure. But he clearly hears Swami's voice. saying, I'm coming home with some guests. Keep food ready. So he gets up, it's the afternoon. He wakes up his wife, he says, hey Swami, I heard Swami's voice very clearly. He said he's coming home with guests. So you have to get things ready. So going by the size of crowds in those days, Tippamma estimates that about 20-25 people will be coming. So she cooks food for 25 people and they wait at night. They don't have dinner. Hours pass. Dinner time is over. Sleeping time comes. Swami has not arrived. They say, oh my God, so much food will go waste. No need to cook for the next 3 days. There were no refrigerators those days to keep it safe. So anyway, they have their dinner and go to bed. Early in the morning, next day, they hear some commotion outside the house. Swami has come. Swami says, I told you right, I'm coming. I've come. And they see there are 100 people there. Oh my God, Swami. First of all, Swami, you didn't give timing of when you'll come. You didn't tell whether you'll come last night or today morning. And you come with 100. Swami, I made only for 20. No, you don't worry. Swami goes and sprinkles water on all the vessels. And he says, now let everybody have food. You serve them food. It is said that after everyone had food, there was food enough for 20 more people. The Lord needs nothing from us. It's just, even when He takes from us, even when He tells us to give Him something or offer Him something, it is just to give it back to us multifold. You see, there, what she had cooked for 20 people remained in the end also.